Say good morning, buddy.
Morning.
Heading out to check out some pipe layers. Right? Right, lady?
Dogs.
Yeah, I'm stuck to backseat duty for at least a couple weeks.
Till the airbags come up.
Yeah, I don't want that. This is one of the fields that I typically irrigate, so they kind of want to have a little direction on where valves and fittings go. So that's what we're doing this morning, right?
Right.
Are you going to tell them? Do you remember? No? Okay.
Tell them how we
Hopefully
do.
Mommy knows. Good?
No, I said,
Are we good or what?
you're good, yeah.
Okay. That's all. Here. You didn't mow around your pipe.
It's like crap. I did it.
Now you got to do it all by yourself.
Sick.
Or
Ready? 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 Oh, here you go. You're not so strong.
so those guys are gonna go start laying out some pipe while me and this pretty thing we're gonna go find a four-wheeler to check pivots. Right, G-Bone? So welcome back to O'Neill Family Farms. I am your host, Rob O'Neill, and we're back. As you can see, I have to have a lot of help right now. But no, I'm doing well. I'm out of surgery. I made it home probably 3-4 days ago. And now they're busy. My brothers are busy laying out pipe, irrigating. It's been a little dry, so a lot of that's been happening. So I'm just kind of more of a foreman type figure right now as I recover from my surgery. Right now we're gonna load up my four-wheeler so my wife can check some pivots for us. So we're getting the four-wheeler ready. The only problem is I changed the brakes out this winter and now we're low in the reservoir, so hopefully this will get it fixed. Yep. Oops. Can you pick that up for Daddy?
Yeah. Have you just used white? When you're putting that in. When you're putting brake fluid in there.
Because it was low.
Use and try this. Don't point the tractor. Don't point the tractor.
So this is the tractor that you've seen in the video that was ridging. Makes the trails through the cornfield so the water can roll down. This is one form that we have. The other form that we use more actually is the Hawkins one, but it kind of, I think my brother said something happened, like a hose broke in a bar, so we finished with this one. But we typically ridge more with the Hawkins bottom one. Get a radio so I can talk to the lady friend from my pickup. So if she has any questions, I can just relay back and forth from the pickup without her driving back and forth or calling on the cell phone, because sometimes we don't get the best service.
Hello, Margaret.
So just
And I get to stay here with this little hot mess, right? She's a little tired, but she can still smile. Hi. So as we wait here, heart surgery went well. I'm just under a lot of limitations right now. Can't lift over 10 pounds. That's basically the biggest ones. You got to be careful which way I kind of twist my sternum around. Just things like that. Just take it easy when I don't overdo it. So yeah, those are kind of the precautions I'm taking. So luckily the wife's helping out. It's just getting a lot more busy now around the farm because we really haven't had a lot of rain recently, and so we're kind of starting to pick up the irrigation, trying to stay ahead of that. And laying out pipes, a lot of work to do. Unfortunately, I get to miss out on that, but I'd actually rather be doing it instead of this Disclaimer, for those of you who want to see the scar, can see it soon here, I'll show it to you. So if you don't want to see it, look away. So here we go, I guess. Comes down here. So I guess there's kind of the scar right now. And then I got where my chest tubes came out. And that's kind of what should be right now. Yeah, it's a little tender there, but actually the biggest thing that's given me the most discomfort is every once in a while I get flare-ups in my shoulders, like my traps area. Do you have a little pain right now, Margaret? You gonna want a bottle? Yeah? She's playing with your feet. Well, I'll tend to this. But yeah, no, I'm doing well, other than, you know, just a few minor discomforts, and as far as I know. So hopefully it'll keep healing, and I just every day get a little bit better, and eventually get back to 100%. Did you find some mud, Garrett?
Yeah, buddy.
Mom's gonna have to wash it. Keep Mom safe, okay, buddy?
Okay.
So some of our pivot corners have grass on them, and put them to good use. We'll mow them. Well, my dad will mow them down, and they'll put them up for feed. So that's what this guy's doing here. Here's some of our earlier planted beans. I won't get too far out there. I don't want to get too far from home base. Sometimes on the ends, we'll double them up to kind of help the canopy quicker, to help weed pressure. That's kind of the only reason why we'll do that. Most of the remainder and a lot of it is planted in 30-inch rows. Getting a little cupping action on the soybeans. All of our soybeans are 100% no-till. For the most part, everything right now looks pretty decent, other than a little bit of cupping. Got the boss. So we got a pivot that's got a leak in it, and the wife, we're gonna drive by just to make sure it's nothing bad. Sometimes you get the old gaskets that'll kind of break, wear out a little bit, and then you'll get a geyser shooting up. Sometimes they aren't bad, sometimes they're significant, just depending on. As long as it's up though, it's kind of acting like a different sprinkler, so we'll see how it goes. Yeah, looks like it's on the flange gasket. It's not terrible. It just, they always look worse than probably what they are. I'll be able to see it, maybe you can. It ain't bad. Well, it's time for a break. Well, we're back, and it's the next day, ain't it, Garrett?
Yep.
Still doing the same thing. Checking pivots. Looks like they got a bale up here yesterday. See how I'm good passion. Whoa. How's it going today? Yeah? Hi! Well, they're gonna go check one while this one is actually shut off over here for some reason. Looks like it had a tower a little out of line, so. But now what I'll attempt to do is line it back up and let it walk backwards far enough out of the way that it might clear out its track. And then maybe if I go back forward with it, maybe it'll have enough to grab off of and go forward. If not, I'll have to call the brothers and say, we got a pivot out of the line. Needs unstuck or something. Shut the water. We gotta hold the override button and hit the reverse button. So that's why I kind of set you down for a second. I'll just wait for it to kind of start to hold. Because once these pivots get so far out of line, they're designed to kick out with the alignment boxes at each tower. That's what keeps them from hopefully flipping on over. See, now it's holding, so take a short walk out here, see how things are looking. Looking real good. Looks like we're already waist high. Pretty happy about that. This is a good looking field here. Pretty excited about stuff. Just want to get it nice and soaked up in case if we do have a dry year, we don't get behind. Because we're kind of experiencing a little bit less rainfall than normal. So yeah, once I let that walk backwards a ways, we'll shuttle it back forward and hopefully it walks itself out. Hopefully. Well, that didn't work. So, have to call brother to come inspect it out, I guess, see what's happening. It's probably just not able to grab enough to make it up through a dip. So, give him the call of happiness. see my nice heart pillow, just in case if I ever have to sneeze. What's happening now is my wife's heading to the other end of the field to make sure the rows are getting through. That's kind of how we do it on the gravity field. You start at one end watering, we make those ridges like you see in the ridger earlier, and you hope they make it to the other end. Typically we go every other row just to kind of even it out. You can go every row. It just helps you get over a field quicker. Some fields require different things, but that's typically how we've done it on our farm. So now hopefully these are going through okay. Sometimes they can be a bear. Sometimes fields are a little too level and they're harder to push through. Sometimes fields have too much of a slope and they run right through. So this isn't the most efficient form of irrigation, but sometimes you get fields that are awkward shaped, that aren't very conducive or cheap to put a pivot or something like that on. No, the other way you could do it is drip tape, which is underground. Every so many inches, they have a little small piece of tubing that's underground that has little holes in it that leaks underground. The setback to that is it's pretty expensive. Initial upfront costs, so some landlords won't want to invest in that just because the return for them isn't as great, which is understandable. Another setback is some of those, you can have rodent problems with that. So I've heard. We haven't had any on our farm, but there is positives though to it. There is positives as labor is one thing versus this, and it's a little more even of a soak, and you can put fertilizer through it and go right to the roots and things like that. So there's definitely pluses and minuses to everything. Got Farmer Garrett. We're gonna open them up here to this flip valve. This kind of creates a block in line so you can build up pressure so you're not having to fill up all the pipe. We'll go to here and call it good. Then tomorrow we'll open this up and finish going down the way. I better go get loaded up before they leave me. I don't think I could walk clear home.
Garrett, where's the thing?
Well folks, I might wind it down here, so I appreciate you watching as my wife looks at me with the dirty look. But no, I'm doing fine, just on the recovery. I appreciate everyone's prayers once again. Still getting a few things figured out. I think I'll do a video just explaining my heart valve journey type thing in another video sometime here. So maybe look forward to that, just to kind of have something to reference to for people knowing kind of the journey. No, I really appreciate it once again, guys, following along. If you want to, you can like and subscribe and ask questions for sure. So thanks, guys. We'll catch you on the next one. Later.